I recently bought a Ferrari at 30, and I think to myself, you know, what could I have done as a teenager to be able to buy that Ferrari at, say, like 25, 24, 23 years old, something like that. So I wanted to create this video and share what I would do as a teenager to become rich, to work my way to becoming rich or something like that. Just a lot of the things that I wish I had known when I was a teenager. Before we get into this video, please subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't already. I share experiences and links to interesting things. Make sure to check it out. Number one, learning a high value skill. So the number one mistake that teenagers make, I feel like it's not even really a mistake. It's just the normal thing that a lot of teenagers do, but I wish I had done differently, was that instead of going to a normal part-time job and doing a standard part-time job, maybe as like a waiter or some other sort of like retail or something like that, something that's just a normal part-time job, I wish I had instead spent that time learning a high valuable skill. It's easy to look back now, but learning a high income skill is the best way to make a lot of money with the least amount of work and with the least amount of time. So I saw this image of high income skills that are worth learning. And these are only a few, right? I feel like these are just 3 in each category. There are so many other high value skills out there, but these ones I think are definitely relevant to what you could learn in like 2023. I remember when I was 19, I first started learning web design, how to make websites and stuff. But of course, I was very much in the beginning stages of learning web design. I had really no idea what I was doing. I wish I could have gone back and learned even earlier. I wish I had started learning at maybe 15, 16, because I was already interested in websites at the time. I just didn't really think at that age that it was something that would be worth learning, that could make me money in the future, because I had no one to really tell me that. If I had started learning at 16, by the time I'm 20 years old, I would have had a lot more experience, I would have had a lot more knowledge, I would have probably been making a lot more money. So if I were to go back now and choose some skills to learn at say 15, 16, it would definitely be web design. It would be web development, specifically coding, maybe learning JavaScript, React, something like that, and video editing. Those 3 skills, I think right now on average, pay the most money. And I also feel like the age doesn't matter too much when you're offering your services to other people. They're not going to think, oh, this is just some, young kid who doesn't really know what he's doing. I think a lot of people have realized that these are the sorts of skills that young people, teenagers are learning and are actually good at and are worth paying for. The other thing is these skills can also evolve and stay with you for decades. Like, I feel like they're not really going to go away. I do see the software itself changing. So video editing software, development languages, web design programs, stuff like that, those things will change. But the skills themselves that you learn, the basic skills, can be transferred over to new software and can evolve over time. So I feel like these are skills that can really stay with you for life. This leads us well into the sponsor of this video, Filmora. Video editing is a great way to work and make money in your own time, but it can be tough starting with no experience. Filmora makes it easy for beginners. It's cross-platform and is designed for all kinds of creators. You can use it to edit long-form content for YouTube, all the way to short and snappy content for TikTok. They've recently implemented a bunch of AI tools to help make the editing process even easier, such as AI Smart Cutout, which can easily select and cut out parts from your video, AI Image, where you can provide a description of an image you need and let AI come up with it, AI Music, which can generate custom music for you based on keywords and genres you put in, so you can match the mood and style of your video. There are a bunch of other AI tools too, designed to make the editing process even easier. As well as the AI features mentioned, there's also a bunch of other useful features such as motion tracking, screen recording, and auto reframe, which can automatically resize your videos. So if you're interested in video editing, maybe you're a beginner or maybe you're even a professional and just want to check out some cool AI tools when it comes to video editing, make sure to check out Filmora. I'll leave a link to it down in the description below. Number 2, stop falling into the consumerism trap. Seeing friends get jobs, making money, naturally people will start spending it on designer gear, nice cars, and it's definitely really hard to put up with. I remember being that age and seeing my friends buy nice things and be able to afford nice things and thinking to myself, man, like I really wish I could have this. I really wish I could have that. And at the time I had no money and I couldn't expect my parents to pay for it because they also didn't have the money to give me to buy that sort of stuff. So as a teenager, when you do start earning money, you know, you want to be cool like your friends, you want to fit in the group. So you start buying those sorts of things. Maybe you see a friend buy a cool pair of shoes, maybe some Jordans or something like that. You're going to want to get a pair too because you want to match your friends. You want to be cool like them. The issue with that is when you're a teenager, you most likely have no net worth whatsoever. You have no sort of wealth or value or anything like that. You're taking all this money that you've just started earning and then you're spending it on things that aren't really going to help you later on in life. And that's a big mistake I think a lot of teenagers make. Naturally, again, I don't blame teenagers for making it. I think if you want to enjoy your money, you want to spend your money, you do that. But if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be rich, if you want to be comfortable, it's always worth saving that money, looking at what you can do with that money in the future, investing that money, things like that. Just being more sensible with that money rather than spending it on designer gear, fancy shoes, cars and things like that. And that leads us well into our third point, which is investing. I've said this in the past, I've said it numerous times before. The biggest financial mistake that I feel like I've personally made is that I didn't start investing earlier. So I remember when I was 18, that's when I sort of realized, that's when I thought to myself, okay, I want to grow up and I want to buy my own place. And I thought to myself, let's just start saving now. And at 18, I did start saving money. But like I said, the biggest mistake I made was not investing that money. So the money that I was saving, I was just leaving it in my bank account. I wasn't doing anything with it. And that money was losing value to inflation. If I had invested that money in stocks and shares, something simple, safe like S&P 500, I would have had more money by the time I was that age, by the time I was ready to buy. Even if it wasn't going up that much, it would have just been better than losing that money to inflation. My stock portfolio itself probably would have been much larger than it is now as well, because those few years can really make a big difference. That's what compounding does. It has a snowball effect. It can start off small, but it can get bigger very, very quickly if you start early enough. There are numerous other ways that you can start investing, but I just feel like stocks and shares is the easiest, I think, if you're 18, 19 years old, mainly because there are so many apps out there where you can quickly sign up and put some money in, and obviously they're all regulated and whatever else, and you can start investing. You also don't need a ton of money. You can have a few $100s, maybe a few $1,000s, whatever it is. But I think just getting started, having that money in there, having that tied up in stocks and shares, you're also not tempted to spend it because you see it in there and you see the money growing and you think to yourself, you know, I should keep adding money on there. It's almost like a game. That's how I like to see it. When I look at my stock portfolio, I like to see it as like a game. I like to see it rising up and up without me really doing much. And it's so weird because it's almost like it's a passive money maker. I mean, it's not completely passive, of course, because you still do need that money in there. You need to get that money from somewhere. But I really wish I had started investing earlier. Like I said, I feel like it's the one regret that I have when it comes to my financial sort of decisions in life. But at the same time, I had no one really telling me. I had no one teaching me. So I hope when you watch this video, if you're watching this video, that it pushes you to invest your money. Number 4 is self-improvement. So when you're a teenager, you most likely feel invincible. You know, you're young, you're full of energy, and you feel like you can do anything. It's a great feeling. I feel like every teenager feels like that. I felt like that. But trust me when I tell you, things can change very, very quickly. You can easily fall into bad habits, and you can easily just become a fat, lazy slob, to be honest with you. It's just so easy to fall into bad habits. And the biggest thing I've seen is that a lot of people don't keep up their sort of physical life. So what happens is, as a teenager, you have quite a physical life, you know, because you most likely don't have a car. You're doing physical activities, you're seeing friends, you're maybe biking everywhere, walking everywhere, stuff like that. But you're also eating a lot of food. But what happens is, as you start getting into your late teens and as you start going into your 20s, your physical activity goes down. Your level of physical activity goes down. But the amount of food that you eat stays the same, or you end up eating more food. And that's how you end up becoming obviously overweight and unhealthy, which is why so many people end up becoming overweight in their 20s. That of course affects your physical health. But being overweight can also affect your mental health naturally, because maybe you're not comfortable with your body or whatever it is, or maybe your brain just isn't working as well because you're not eating the right foods, whatever it is. I really do believe in the fact that if you have good mental health, you have a good diet, you do physical activities, that's going to help you become the best person that you can become. That's going to help you focus. That's going to help you make more money. If you want to be your best and make as much money as possible, isn't it worth investing in that part of your life so that the other parts of your life can also be great? So I do really think that self-improvement is very, very important. That taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, your physical and mental health can really help you make more money and just be more comfortable in life. Do 1% more. So something I've noticed when it comes to successful people is that they always do that little bit extra. So most people, they do the bare minimum, they do whatever needs to be done to get something done. They're just happy to do that. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of people are just happy to do that. But successful people, I've noticed, they just do a little bit extra. It can be the tiniest little bit, 1% more. But that 1% more can look massive because 99% of other people aren't doing it. So just taking that initiative, doing that 1% more, over time can really, really add up and can really put you far ahead when it comes to anything in life. I found that it's really helped me when it comes to my businesses, when it comes to working with clients, when it comes to talking to customers and things like that. Just doing that little bit more extra, it just seems to work. It's the most bizarre thing because I feel like I'm not doing that much more. But because other people aren't doing it and you're the only one doing it, it really does make a difference. Embracing failure. So as a team, a lot of the things that you try, a lot of the ways that you want to make money just aren't going to work. You are going to fail. And a lot of people will naturally give up. You just have to be ridiculously persistent. You just have to keep trying, keep doing different things, and then just seeing what sticks. When something does stick, you'll actually very quickly forget about all the failures that you had because you'll be focusing on what is working for you right now. I've also noticed from my experience that embracing failure actually gives me clarity when it comes to what I should be working on and what I should be doing, because the things that I failed at, the things that I didn't enjoy doing, I realized, okay, I need to avoid those. I don't want to do those anymore. I've tried them. It doesn't work. Let's actually do what's working. Let's actually keep doing what I'm good at. It's just really helped me figure out what works for me and making sure that I can avoid failure as much as possible. Do things that are scalable. So service-based businesses are obviously an amazing way to make money. You trade your time and skill for money. So someone pays you the money for the time and skill that they don't have and you exchange. That's what it usually is. The only issue with that is that it's not very scalable because there's only so much time you have and there's only so much output that you have. Most people's jobs work exactly like this and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're happy to do a normal 9 to 5, you're happy to trade your time, you do that, it works for you. But to really make a lot of money, to create wealth, to get rich, you have to do things that aren't specifically tied to your time. So if I could go back and tell my 16-year-old self, hey, don't go into doing retail, don't go into doing service jobs because you're only trading your time for a little amount of money. I would instead focus much more time on building a business that's not tied to my time and output. One of the first ways I did this was with website templates. So I've mentioned this numerous times, specifically Tumblr themes. I could spend a few days making a website template, put that template up for sale, and it will get sales without any additional work from me afterwards. And the great thing about this was that one theme that cost me 1 or 2 days of my time can end up generating $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, which is just crazy because that is a really scalable business. Another one, of course, is YouTube. It's why I do YouTube. It's why I make videos. I could spend a day or two coming up with a script, coming up with an idea, shooting the video, editing the video, uploading it. And then once it's uploaded, that video is going to keep generating me money. I can also have a sponsor on it so that I can get an upfront sort of fixed fee from that as well. But as long as that video is still up, it's going to make me money. And hopefully over time, that video will bring in new people, new audiences. It's almost like having a portfolio of different little products that keep generating money. And again, that's something that is so scalable. So right now I'm spending a day or two making a video and I could be sending that out to 50,000 subscribers. In a year's time, as long as I'm making good videos that people actually want to watch, I could be doing the same amount of output, 1 or 2 days to make a video, but that could now be going out to 100,000 people and I could be making double the money. But my output hasn't changed. My output is the same as it was a year ago, but I'm making double the money. This is an incredibly scalable business and it's exactly why I do it. Discipline over motivation. So this video will most likely motivate you. You'll watch the video, you'll think to yourself, okay, I'm going to hunker down, I'm going to get this done, I'm going to make something, I'm going to make a business or whatever. And that's what it's designed to do, is to give you motivation. But the secret is that motivation is nothing. It's meaningless really, because you can find motivation anywhere and everywhere. The one thing no one can give you and you won't be able to find online and that no one will be able to teach you is discipline. Discipline is something that you have to do yourself. And it applies to everything in life, not just making money. Discipline will make sure you get important tasks done. Whatever task you need to get for the day, you'll get them done. Discipline is what makes sure that you get shit done even when you don't feel like it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. Make sure to check out one of my other videos. I did a video, Wealthy People Mindset, Think Like the Rich, sharing experiences, things I've learned from hanging around with other wealthy people and just how they're so different from that average person. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe for more.